partisan vote. It will be a vote about the confidence of the members of this legislature and the people of the state of New York in the leadership of one of the houses of their state legislature. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Squadron. And I think what he said is important, and we continue. It's not about whether or not, we believe Senator Skelos is innocent, and, all of those things that will play out. But what's happening here in our House on behalf of the people over the next few weeks is extremely important. And we believe that those efforts to really represent our constituents the way we should will be hampered by leadership that is being compromised and frankly distracted. With that being said, are there any questions?
Senator, what's the practical impact of something like this? I mean, it doesn't seem like Senator Republicans are obviously going to go along with it. So what's the practical step here that you're taking?
I think the practical, that hopefully they will, quite honestly. I mean, there are members of their conference who are beginning to say that Senator Skelos should indeed step down. So I think the practical reality is we're bringing it to the fore, and hopefully people will understand that it is really time to move on so that we can do the people's business.
With Tom Lewis being down in Florida dealing with illness, you would need all 32 members, including Senator Skelos, to pick a new leader. Would you be willing, when Shelley Silver was going through this, some of the Republicans were saying they would be willing to work with the Democrats to select at the time Joe Morelli. Would you be willing to provide Democratic votes if it meant getting rid of Dean Skelos?
Well, obviously, we are looking, we're not talking about who their leader should be or could be. The reality is that the leader should be someone else. So I think as we move down the line, I'm always open to discuss whatever we can with our colleagues across the aisle, and frankly, their leadership. And they should be able to figure out, what to do next.
But if he digs in, they don't have the votes to do it.
Well,
if you want it done so much, given that you're saying the chamber would not be able to operate,
right.
would you be willing to provide Democratic votes?
I am always willing to discuss possibilities when it comes to enhancing what we bring to our constituents.
But Senator, I'm sorry, if this motion goes through and wins, then presumably there would be another vote. So you must know right now whether you'd be willing to vote for a Republican, a new leader. Would you be willing to vote for a Republican new leader?
I would definitely, obviously, want to support new leadership. So, I imagine the answer would be yes.
I count about 20 individuals on the members here. Are there Democrats that have, for example, seen Senator Diaz and sees crashing behind you? Are there members who do not support this strategic move?
I'm not aware of it.
Should the motion be heard and then you vote on leadership? I'm a little confused, right? Would Democrats be casting a vote for you, or would they be casting a vote for somebody else?
No. We understand that the Republicans have the majority. So we understand that the Republican majority would choose their leader. So we're not trying to, it's not a coup. I think Senator Giannaris made it very clear. We're not trying to take over the leadership of the House. We're not trying to, what we are trying to do is, again, create a path forward which allows for our body, our House, to work effectively and efficiently for the remaining weeks of the session.
So then, can you walk me through the logistics of what exactly would happen with this motion today and what's going to happen on the floor?
Sure. And without telegraphing exactly what we're going to do, we believe we have mechanisms procedurally in place to allow this to happen. Of course, if the Republicans want to deny it, they can violate the rules of the House and do so. We'll be prepared to make that clear. But to answer your previous question, and as the leader said, this effort will be to remove Dean Skelos as leader. It's not to substitute someone else. It's not to attempt to decide who the leader should be. There are members of that conference that had said they're interested in running for leader, but they have to wait for the vacancy to occur. And they seem incapable of getting to the point of having Senator Skelos create the vacancy. So we're trying to get to that point so we can then have the discussion about new leadership.
So this is more about forcing a vacancy rather than forcing a replacement.
Correct.
Have you talked to the IDC about these plans? You talked to the IDC about these plans, and they can support their 5 votes?
I've had a conversation with Senator Klein.
Are they in support? Have they said they're with you, they'll
I
support?
didn't, we just had a conversation, I didn't ask for anything, I just wanted to have a conversation so that they were aware.
Well, did he say that he would back the Republicans if they were to do procedural, right? Because 32 votes can help overrule the rules. Did he say he was going to be with the Republicans in this, or what did he say?
He didn't indicate where he was gonna be on this, it was just a conversation, explaining, where we stood.
If the Republicans decide not to have session today, what would that say?
Yes, go ahead.
That's a good question. I mean, they may well try and avoid the vote. That's up to them. Obviously, they're not giving us like the opportunity to communicate with the media. Wouldn't surprise me. But if they shut down session, they'll have to do it for quite some time because we're prepared to do this at the next time we have one. So if they want to cancel today, then we'll be back on Monday. If they want to cancel Monday, we're back on Tuesday and so on.
Senator, where have you heard Senator Skelos' comments yesterday? He seemed like someone who was not prepared to set aside, so people say it's often the leader who's the last to know. But I'm curious what you make of that, whether or not you think there's been any kind of change since then.
I don't know whether he's had a change. I think, as you said, the people, sometimes there's a process for people to realize where things stand. But again, I think it's what we're trying to do today is to really send that message to New Yorkers who expect us to do the right thing, who expect our leadership to be above ethical reproach. And if there are some questions about that, to make the transition smoothly and quickly. So again, this is an opportunity, frankly, to help people get to a point where they understand that our body can't function as it should with leadership that is so seriously compromised and in question. Oh, I said hello.
But not about whether
No.
your thoughts are on this matter?
No.
Convincing he should go?
No, I haven't done that.
Senator, this is the crisis for the state body can't function with Dean Skelos and how it would be able to function with someone else.
Well, again, I think that it's as so many things, it's a matter of trust. And scandal after scandal that rocks this government only takes away the trust of the people. So we have tried, again, you've been here, so many of you, year after year, as we introduce ethics reform, as we try and get different things to happen. Last week, I think we were here talking about closing the LLC loophole. And now we're looking at a complaint that's chock full of opportunities to address that again. So the fact is that we've got important things coming up in the next 5-6 weeks. Some of those things were implicated in the complaint itself, whether it's talking about 425A or whether we're talking about rent laws. The reality is that people need to trust that their government is here working for them. And so this is not a question of innocence or guilt. It's a matter of trust, and it's a matter of underscoring trust by our actions. So I think in terms of our actions, the right thing to do is to move on.
Senator, shouldn't you be weighing in on this? If this is indeed a crisis, shouldn't he be lending his voice to this issue at this point?
Again, I am here speaking on behalf of the Senate Democrats in this House. So, I'm sure that you are all quite capable of getting the governor's take.
Clear, you noted that the media services said they couldn't make a scene today. Do you have any sense that it's because of the topic of the discussion, or is like the cameras were not getting cleaned, or what?
I think, they did not give an explanation. I mean, Mike Murphy is here. I got the word through him. This is the first press conference I've ever attended or held that media services was not part of. So I don't have an explanation. They are not here.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.